Hey everybody, today we are going to be ringleaders, trying to gather the most terrifying and bizarre attractions, trying to sell those tickets in Dreadful Circus. Dreadful Circus here is primarily a bidding game, though it is sort of hidden bidding. You are going to be collecting cards as well, so you'll be offering things up for sale, taking offers from the other players, and then buying the things they're offering, ideally, collecting sets, trying to have tickets, trying to have coins, trying to have the most points possible. There's going to be a lot of take that as well, meanness, stealing, all sorts of crazy kooky stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look at how the game works. I'll show you on the table. We'll see you back up here for some final thoughts. To set up the game, we're going to give each player a screen. They're going to have a matching box, and you are going to be dealt a hand of cards. So we're going to be setting up a game here as though it was for 4 players. Everybody is dealt 8 cards, and then everyone is going to get 1 gold, 2 silver pieces, and 3 copper pieces. All right? There's going to be, for 4 players, a single seller every round. But if you're playing with 5 or more, there are 2 sellers at the table. We're not going to worry about that. It'll be a single seller right now. So I'll scoot these over out of the way. This is going to be my stuff here. Let's say I'm also going to be the first seller, and this is my hand of cards here. You're also going to have each player shake up the bag here and take out 6 of these tokens, which are tickets to basically, circus events in different cities. And you would hide this behind your screen as well as your money. So I have here, let's see, 2 pairs, 1 Vegas, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, gives me another Paris, and a London. Okay, so this is all behind my screen. This is what my screen looks like. On the back of the screen, you're going to have some information as to how you score right here. And it's basically contracts. So let me flip this over and read it to you. So contracts, for every set of 4 different ones you've got, that's 8 victory points. For every majority you have of each type, that's 4 victory points for anybody who has that. There's also these collection cards, which are orange, and making sets of those will give you victory points. And then the coins are worth the points printed on them. And then any cards that say they give you points, well, they give you points. So that's how that works, okay? So what am I doing? What does the game flow look like? At the beginning of the game, everyone is going to look at their hand of cards, and they're going to select 1 card and have that one be locked onto the table here. There are generally 2 kinds of cards. There are the ones that have a tent at the top here, and the ones that have a top hat. Now, the top hat, those cards have an immediate effect, and then they go away. The ones with the tents are the ones that are going to build up your tableau. So you must pick one of those to be the first one you put out. Everyone selects one. Once everyone's ready, you go ahead and flip it. You'll let everybody know what you played out. So mine, for example, says I'm going to gain 13 victory points if I have tickets of only 1 type. Okay, great. So that means I'll probably try to hang on to these Paris ones and get rid of the Vegas and the London one, scoring myself 13 victory points. Everyone, again, has played one of these to start the game. And then we begin the game proper. The way this works is, whoever the seller is, and we'll say that's me, is going to select a card from their hand, and they're going to put that card up for auction. So, for example, I'm going to look through here. I'm going to select perhaps this one here, Elastic Marcella, and I'll talk this up. So this one says, whoever wins this card is going to draw 2 cards, play one of them, and discard the other. Great. So this is up for bid right now. It's on the table, and everyone secretly is going to make me an offer in their box. And they'll slide that to me as they make those offers. Mine's not in play right now, so these are all the offers from the other players for this card. And there has to be something in it. In there they can put any of these they want to, any of the tickets, and any of these coins they want to, in any combination. Something must be in there. And then I'm going to, in any order I want to, select one of these and look at everything that's in there. Okay, secretly I open it up, I look at what's inside of it. If I like what's in there, I will take what's in the box, I will sell them this card, and these 2 boxes go back to those players without me having inspected them. If I don't like it, or I think I can do better, or I just don't want to sell it to this player, then I will give them back their box with everything in it, and I will look at another one. The important thing here is that once I pass up a box and move on to another one, I cannot backtrack and then decide to take that offer. That offer is now off the table for me. So I'll look at this one, maybe I'll sell it to them, maybe I'll give them that back, and then I look at anything else and so on until I've looked at them all. I can even choose to not sell it to anyone and just discard the card and give everyone back their offers, all right? But let's say I looked at this, gave it back, I looked at this, I was happy with that, so I dump out what was in it behind my screen, and I sell them that card. They perform the action. They will draw 2 cards from the deck, 1, 2. They'll look at those 2. They're going to play one, okay? So this one here counts as a card in your collection, which again, having different kinds gives you victory points. And this one here says, the Jaws of the Mantis. It counts as 2 Prague tickets. That's printed right there. Great. So let's say they go ahead and keep that. They put that in front of themselves. They discard this one, and this is now done. It's a top hat card, so you don't keep that on the table. It does its thing. It goes away. And that's it. So I made hopefully some money, maybe some tickets. I probably would have taken money over tickets, unless they were Paris tickets, because I'm trying to get rid of them because of this card here. And then the next player takes this. We do not replenish our hands, okay? So the cards in hand will dwindle. This goes to the next player who displays a card, puts that up for sale. So let's say they're selling this one here, this Flaming Arrow card, which is a card you keep on the table. It's a tent, and it says gain 2 victory points for each set of copper, silver, and gold coins. Okay, so they're offering that. I would take, everybody except that player is going to give them an offer. So I might say, okay, that's pretty good for me. I am going to offer my Vegas ticket, my London ticket, and maybe I'll throw in a copper for that. All right? And again, this is all hidden from everyone else. I cover that up. I slide it to the player, and then I see what happens. I'll try to cajole them to look at mine early, to look at it later, depending on what I'm trying to do here. And if I win that, great, they'll keep all that, give me back the empty box, and I'll put this out in front of me. This is going to continue around the table until everyone is down to only 3 cards in their hand. At that point, let's say I ended up with these 3. I sold all 3 of these. Everyone is one more time going to select one. That is a tent. They're going to reveal them. They're going to display them. And then we are going to discard the last 2 and score our victory points as I showed you, right? So I only ended up with parrots. That's 13. 1 victory point for each card in my tableau. Let's say I had 1 more. So let me find one here. Let's say that one I also ended up acquiring. So 13, this is 1 for each card in my tableau, 14, 15, 16, 17. This one says I gain 2 VP for each set of all 3 of these. Okay, well, I only have 1 set, so that's another 2. This one is half a point, additional point for each copper. So 2 of these gives me another whole point. And then, of course, I'm adding this, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we would compare majorities for these as well. Whoever the winner is, of course, is the one who has the most points, and that is how you play the game. So that is all there is to it. Let's go ahead and go back up top. Let me tell you what I think of it. Dreadful Circus can be a very fun game. It is quite group dependent, though, and it is you're going to want to play in a group that enjoys that wheeling and dealing and laughter and does not care too much when the few things they've been scraping together get taken from them. Having the rug pulled out from under you should not bother you too much if you intend to have fun with this game in a group that feels largely the same. Overall, though, I think this packs a punch when it comes to delivering a lot of laughs, delivering a lot of silliness. So let's break it down. There are 2 things that don't quite get a thumbs up from me. So I'll talk about those things first. The first one is the game arc. There's a lot of table talk, which is great, okay? You have to, of course, again, engage in that the game will facilitate those things. It's the players' jobs to really liven it up. But it is a little slow, and it does drag out a bit. The game doesn't feel as punchy, as quick as I perhaps wish it did. And then the second thing is the tactics, luck, and strategy. It can be very confrontational. You want to be aware of that. And ideally, because of the way the auctions work, everything should self-balance a little bit. Meaning if I offer a particularly good card, people will pay more for that thing. But if I have a great hand, the offers, which ideally should also be great, what you're offering is coming to me. So what I'm saying is drawing a particularly good hand of cards is an advantage right at the beginning of the game. So there is that. This is a game that's going to have luck. It's going to have reversals of fortune galore. You just have to be okay with that being the kind of game it is. If you are, though, this offers a lot of fun. So, from the top, the things I do like, the theme, I think it's spooky, it's mysterious. Yes, it's not a particularly thematic game. I'm not sure, like, we're traveling to all these places over the world or gathering tickets from there. I don't know why we're selling to each other. None of that really makes sense, but it doesn't matter. It's got a cool theme. The aesthetics are also very good. Fantastic artwork all over the place. Card quality is great. These are really good cards. They pop. They work beautifully. My only issue here is the little cardboard boxes are pretty flimsy. In fact, I would recommend, which is what I did to this one, that after you fold it all up and build it, you glue down the sides in here and you glue the top, because they will start popping open. You might then have coins try to hide behind the flaps. So they're pretty weak. Okay, they're a little flimsy. So I would recommend you glue them. The replay value, like I said, very group dependent, but if you have a good group, there is plenty to try for, to attempt to do. There's enough sort of places you can gather victory points from or special abilities from to make it replayable, to make it interesting, to give it another go. Maybe you will try for tickets and having majorities of those. Maybe you will try for a few cards that give you really neat special abilities. There's one, for example, that says, while you have that card on the table, everybody else has to check your bid first, and they may come back to it, which is normally not something you can do. And just like that, there's a few really interesting cards in here, okay? So I like that you can't do everything in a single setting. You just can't make points from everything. So you'll want to come back and try something else. And then lastly, the ease of play is very high. The game is very smooth. The cadence is a little slow, as I said, but that idea of offering a card, talking it up, everyone making their little offers, passing it to you, telling you mine's the best one on the table. You're going to want to look at that first, or you're going to want to look at that last, depending on what you want to do. Checking, keeping something, or being sort of like, ooh, that is good. I don't know if I want to sell it to you, though. All of that is very clean. It all works well while allowing, because of the simple structure, for a lot of table talk, a lot of silliness. At no point were any of the players in any of the sessions I've played of this lost as to, okay, where are we? What's next? What's the next step? So that's really good. So there you go. Overall, I think Dreadful Circus is a really good game for a certain type of player. And if you enjoy that silliness, that sort of you're right on the lip of chaos, but not quite jumping right over. Every now and then something, that messes you up will happen. But it's not just a boom, deal with that, I'm taking all your things away, bam, discard all your money. It's not that bad. It's just a little silly, a little chaotic. If you enjoy those things, I think you're going to have a good time with this one. I've had a good time every time I've played it. I think it's fun, very energetic, very enjoyable, if a little slow-paced. So for me, this is going to get a 7.5 out of 10. That means it's going to get a seal of approval, and I certainly recommend it. You want a good-looking game, one that's going to play a whole crowd. This plays up to, 8? I mean, it plays quite a few players. Then this is going to do that job well. Lots of laughs, lots of silliness. That's it, everybody. Dreadful Circus, 7.5 out of 10, like I said. And my name is Garcia, and I'll see you on the next one.